Well, I come from a background in broadcasting. I was a television producer, filmmaker for the BBC for a number of years. I've also worked a lot in the independent sector in the UK, making films for the TV channels there. But for the last 10 years or so, I've become very interested through my work at Tinopolis in bringing some of the disciplines of filmmaking to education, and I've become more and more excited about the possibilities for video in learning. And that's what I'm here talking about this week. Since film was invented 100 years ago now, people have always been using film as a tool for learning. Some of the great films that Disney made, that many of the great British directors made right back in the 30s, 40s, were intended as educational films, and they brought all the fantastic skills and imagination that Hollywood could provide to educational films. So it's not a new phenomenon by any stretch of the imagination. But since the advent of e-learning over the last 10, 15 years, perhaps we've been concentrating a little bit too much on getting the technology right, understanding this new medium, that the video segments have perhaps been left behind a little bit in our list of priorities. And obviously there have been some technical issues as well. Early e-learning didn't have the bandwidth, didn't have the streaming technology to enable high quality video to be used. But that's moved on. Now video is ubiquitous. We've all got phones with video cameras on. Ordinary snapshot picture cameras have very high quality video cameras on as well. So video is everywhere. And it's become such an important part, not just of learning, but of our everyday lives, that it's impossible to ignore. One of the difficulties when you have this great flood of video material is picking out what you want to watch and what you want to use to get your message across. We think that by raising the quality of educational video, by using the professional techniques of the film and TV industry, educators are going to be able to get impact into their work, get their message across better to the students that they're trying to teach, and also to use the whole filmmaking process as part of the creative tool in learning. So not just educators making films for students and learners making their own films and sharing them, commenting on them, reflecting on them. So the point here we're trying to make is it's time now for the learning sector to start thinking about video in a more creative way, not just as a method of recording lessons or passing a classroom session onto students in a completely linear way, but think about how video can be used creatively to help the learning process. Well, we've been talking about video at Online Educa for many years now. It has always come up as an exciting and new topic. But for this year's conference, we decided that rather than just have a number of people discussing video in various places within the conference, that we'd actually run a special strand, Video Educa, that concentrates on video as a medium for learning. So this year's Video Educa is the first. It's been an enormous success. Most of our sessions have been well oversubscribed. We've had keynotes, we've had workshops, and we've had discussions all around the use and the power of video in education. One of the things that we've been particularly keen on this year is bringing professionals from the film and television industry together with professionals from the education sector and trying to open a dialogue about how each can work with the other more effectively, with the final aim, of course, of improving the quality, the impact of video in learning.